4:30. Power lines are down in Edmond, causing issues for drivers. We have a full report. Winter has come roaring back into Oklahoma. How long will it stick around? And Florida governor is stopping teens from using social media. Shanice Hopkins will have your social media update. Finally, the OKC Thunder went on the road last night. How did the team do? Mark Lowe will have the full breakdown. All this and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Perla Tovar.
And I'm Emma Birch. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Breaking earlier this morning, down power lines have caused one busy Edmond intersection to be temporarily closed. Reporter Mark Lowe is on the scene with the latest. Mark?
Emma, Perla, we're at the scene of Northwest 33rd Street in Santa Fe, where Edmond crews are still working to put the power lines back up. I'm going to step aside and you guys look behind me here. You can still see they're trying to get the power lines secure pretty much everywhere down the road. Eastbound traffic is still moving. However, westbound traffic lanes are still closed. The Edmond Electric crews are still obviously working to get those power lines secure, and Edmond Police Department is advising to avoid the area for the foreseeable future. Again, right now, just roads are opened up going eastbound. Westbound lanes are still closed. The intersection traffic is still a little slow. So if you're going to be in the area, I would advise you guys find another route. Emma, Perla, back to you.
Thank you, Mark. Recovery operations resume for the 6 people missing following the collapse of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. All 6 are presumed dead. Michael Yoshida has the latest on the ongoing efforts.
Video shows the moment the cargo ship slammed into Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing it to collapse into the Patapsco River after it lost engine and electrical power. 6 members of a road crew working on the bridge at the time of the accident. Divers back in the water Wednesday, working to recover the bodies of those victims.
That work is already dangerous, but will be even more so today with the expected rain, the choppy waters, and we all know about the debris and other things that they'll be dealing with.
Among the victims, Maynor Yasir Suaso Sandoval. A family member tells CNN the married father of 2 from Honduras had been in the U.S. for 18 years and started his own maintenance company. Also identified Miguel Luna. The immigrant from El Salvador is married with 3 children and lived in Maryland for 19 years. Governor Westmore issuing a promise to all the victims' families as the operation turned from rescue to recovery.
I will exhaust all options to be able to bring them a sense of closure.
Also calling for full examination of the crash.
There needs to be accountability to make sure that these things do not happen again, and that we have the systems in place to make sure that they don't.
The Port of Baltimore remains closed. More than 1,000 members of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers are expected to assist in debris removal to get a shipping channel open.
We'll have to figure out how we're going to wrap our arms around that community, those workers, those families who depend on the port.
President Joe Biden says he wants the federal government plans to pay for the full cost of rebuilding the bridge with the help from Congress.
And Easter is right around the corner, and the Easter bunny isn't the only thing hopping. Egg prices are rising, and it is pushing up the cost of using dyed ones for Easter. The average price for eggs right now is about $3 a dozen. That's way cheaper than the record high of $4.82 a dozen in January of last year in the wake of the avian flu outbreak. But there is still a lot higher average price cost since we are looking at $1.45 per dozen before the pandemic.
And hopefully Easter will not be as cold as it is today.
I really hope not.
Crazy. Let's toss over to Destiny Pittman for our first look at weather.
Yes, guys, it was a very cold day today. As we can see, currently outside it's about 39 degrees and there are a ton of clouds in the sky. It's pretty overcast. And on top of that, the humidity rate is relatively high. It's about 79%. The winds are blowing very slow. They're blowing north about 6 miles per hour. So not those strong winds that we have. And then it does feel like it's 39 degrees. But as we move on tonight, we see that temperature is going to jump down just a little to about 34 degrees, and those clouds will stay in the sky. And as we can see, the wind is going from about 6 miles per hour to 5 miles per hour, changing directions to east-northeast. Humidity rate will also go down to 55%, and there is only a 7% chance of rain tonight. So that rain we saw earlier today is going to go away. And on top of that today, as you can see, the allergens for trees are very high. So if you have tree allergies, you can notice you've probably been sneezing and coughing a lot. And as we can see, mold spores are medium. They're also a little higher up than typically they are. That's all I have for now. Emma, Perla, back to you guys.
Thank you, Destiny. Well, seeking to address the historical and cultural challenges that affect the development of young black males, UCO's annual Black Male Summit was held today. UCentral reporter Sam Klosowski has the details.
UCO's Black Male Summit just finished up in the Nye Ballrooms, highlighting the importance of brotherhood and success.
For black men as a whole, just being able to bring them to a university where they can be accepted and look at people that's in the position that they may want to be in the future.
The Black Male Summit offers high school and college students who are committed to personal and professional development an opportunity to connect, get inspired, and career plan. The summit included multiple $1,000 scholarship awards and speeches on higher education, mental health, voting, financial literacy, advocacy, and more. Reporting from Edmond, Oklahoma, Sam Kozlowski, UCentral News.
Thank you, Sam. And the Sunshine State has come to terms with the Mouse House. On Wednesday, the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District and Disney agreed on a settlement that ends a year-long battle. The disagreement started over Disney opposing a state law that placed restrictions on some classroom instructions regarding gender identity and sexual orientation. The Oversight District, which governs the special tax district where Disney is located, issued a statement saying that it is eager to work with Disney. Disney officials say that they are pleased to have this matter resolved. Well, I really hope that the weather here gets a little bit warmer like Florida.
No kidding. Destiny Pittman will have your first full look at weather when we come back from the break.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see? Talking about blue skies from now on.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Welcome back. I am here to give you your full forecast for the weather today. So as we can see, the temperatures for tonight statewide are going to be pretty low. We can see we're getting back into that freezing temperatures. It's even as cold as 27 in Guyman. As you look at the southern part of the state, though, we can see it is a little warmer. It's going to be about 37 degrees in Ardmore and then 35 in Oklahoma City. It's going to be pretty similar for the Edmond area as well. We see a lot of 30s, 34, 30 in Enid and Ponca City and Miami, and then 34 in Tulsa and McAllister. As we move on to the temperatures for tomorrow, though, we see that it is going to warm up. It's going to be much warmer than it was today. Still some cooler temperatures. We can see it's pretty warm up in the Panhandle. They're having a big jump from those below freezing temperatures from tonight to about 71 degrees at the high tomorrow. We see 68 in Woodward and then 66 in Clinton and Enid. 68 down in Altus and Lawton, some warm parts of the state as well. And as we look at the central part of the state, Oklahoma City, Edmond area, it's going to be high 60s, about 67 degrees. We even have some 70s down in Ardmore, 69 in McAllister and 69 in Tulsa. So we can see that though it was cold today, those temperatures are going to be warming up again tomorrow. And as we look later on, we will see that that warm temperature is going to gradually warm up as the week progresses. And then for the 7-day forecast, we can see that tomorrow, Thursday, it's going to be about 67 degrees for our high, 53 for the low. And we can see that it is going to be a nice sunny day, but don't get too used to it because there are going to be some clouds and even some rain as we look closer as the week goes on. The weekend's going to start off pretty warm, 74 for the high, 58 for the low, but that's when those clouds are going to start coming in. So we see that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are both going to be cloudier days. Though Saturday and Sunday are cloudy, it's still going to be pretty warm, 80 for our high and then 60 for our low. As we look on Easter Sunday, we can see it's going to be one of the warmest parts of the upcoming week, 81 for our high, 61 for our low. But like I said, we still see a ton of clouds in the sky. And as we move on into next week, early next week, we are going to see some rain and then the temperatures will go down just a little bit. We can see that Monday it's going to be about 79 degrees, 45 for our low, but we are going to have that 20% chance of rain that we're seeing on Monday. So that rain, it's going to be rain much like we have been seeing today, except for it'll be a little warmer. But then on Tuesday, we can see that sun is coming back out. And Tuesday and Wednesday will both be sunny, but we can see that we are having a pretty big jump from 79 to 60 for our high and 44 for our low. I know that seeing these 80-degree weathers for this weekend, 80 on Saturday, 81 on Sunday, is making me very happy. Makes me excited to get out this weekend. Emma, Perla, how are you guys feeling about this warmer weather we're seeing this weekend?
I'm very excited because today has just put me not in a very happy mood. It's just not a fun mood to be in, especially when it's this cold. Destiny, do you have any plans for this weekend? It's Easter. I'm wearing a nice sundress. It looks like the perfect weather for it.
Yes, I'm excited. It's going to be warm, especially on Easter Sunday. I'll be able to wear a nice dress because I feel like in the past it's typically pretty rainy on Easter, so I'll be able to enjoy that nice warmer weather this weekend. What about you guys?
I'll be going back to being small town from here, and so I'm going to be just soaking up the sun with my family and friends.
Perfect weekend for Easter.
What are you doing?
I'm just going to church with my family, and then we're going to have big Easter lunch and Easter egg hunt for my little cousins after that.
Sounds fun. It's always such an exciting time of the year. Coming up next, we can find out which celebrities have announced a new big announcement on Instagram.
And find out which state is now replacing restrictions on social media. Shanice Hopkins will have more after the break.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Shanice Hopkins, and here's what's trending today. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law banning social media accounts for kids under the age of 14, regardless of parental consent. The signing took place at a school in Jacksonville, Florida. Under the law, 15 and 16-year-olds in Florida can still have social media accounts with parental consent. DeSantis says the bill gives parents a greater ability to protect their kids. The bill, set to go into effect on January 1st, is expected to face legal challenges from the tech industry. And we have recent updates on the Sean Diddy Combs lawsuits and raid. As of today, an official statement from Combs' team has been made. Aaron Dyer, Diddy's attorney, said in the statement that he disapproved of the raids. He stated, yesterday there was a gross overuse of military-level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residence. There is no excuse for excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by the authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. On social media, Combs received mixed reactions from celebrities, including what seems like rapper 50 Cent taunting him on Instagram. Yesterday, he posted that he may be allegedly working on a docuseries titled Diddy Do It. This has not yet been confirmed in the works. As the raids happened yesterday, this is an ongoing story, so stay tuned for more updates. In lighter news, Glee star Lea Michele is adding another life to her family. The actress is expecting her second baby with husband Zandy Reich, confirming her pregnancy news with a sweet post on Instagram, sharing a series of photos of herself captioned, "Mommy, Daddy, and Ever are overjoyed." But she is not the only celebrity with a bundle of joy to the world. Disney star Ashley Tisdale is also pregnant with her second baby. Also revealed in an Instagram post, Tisdale revealed she is expecting her second baby with husband Christopher French. She captioned the post, "We can't wait to meet you." This news comes 2 weeks after her co-star in High School Musical, Vanessa Hudgens, also announced her pregnancy. With this exciting news, fans could look forward to a new generation of Wildcats. And that's all I have for you guys today. Now, I don't know about you, but I think it's amazing that these childhood stars from our childhood are having children. Emma, Perla, do you guys like High School Musical? And which one do you think is the best? It's controversial, I know.
I know Emma's not going to agree with me, but I think the second one is the best. What do you think, Shanice?
I personally believe the third one is the best for me just because it like ties everything all together. They're getting older. I don't know. It's more like sentimental to me.
I was telling everyone before the show started that I actually downloaded High School Musical 3 on my phone and watched it on the plane, and I just felt so nostalgic. It was, that's my favorite too, Shanice. So you and we got the same connection. So thank you so much, Shanice. Coming up in sports, baseball got a big road win yesterday to get back on track.
And the Thunder also got a big win last night to keep in the race for the West. Mark Lowe has today's sports report after the break.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. Yesterday, our men's golf team stole the stage on the green, taking first in the Skip Wagon Invitational, and announced just a couple hours ago, Jordan Wilson was named co-golfer of the week. But the other Bronco golf team was in action on Monday, just a quick trip down the turnpike. The women's golf team paid a visit to Oklahoma City University on Monday to take part in the Kyle Blazer Invitational. The Broncos finished with a total team score of 655, which was good enough for third place, and 40 strokes behind OCU, who won the host event. Headed east to Tahlequah now. The baseball team was on the road for a conference matchup against in-state rival Northeastern State, and our Broncos got back on track. It was a slow start for the Broncos to the matchup, with the Riverhawks drawing first blood, getting 2 runs after the first 2 innings. A scoreless third inning paved way for the Broncos to get on the board in the fourth via a Wyatt Gray single to send Shea Morrison home. A scoreless 5th and 6th inning sparked something in the Broncos because bats got hot in the 7th, where they put up 7 to secure the series win against Northeastern State 9-2. The Chos can't rest long. Tomorrow brings a new challenge in the Emporia State Hornets as they come to town for a series. The Hornets are 15-7 on the season and are tied for 8th place in the MIAA. First pitch for this one is set for 6 p.m. tomorrow night over at the Wendell Simmons Field. Over at the Jerry Pinkston Stadium, our softball team is on a roll headed into this weekend, and one Bronco was named with conference honors. Broncos star and All-American Taryn Ritz was named co-hitter of the week by the MIAA. Ritz, who had a phenomenal weekend, hitting 4 homers and 10 RBIs, helped push the Broncos to a 26-6 record and extended the win streak to 19. This is the 4th consecutive Hitter of the Week honors for the Broncos, with Emily DeRamus winning the previous 2 and Ritz the one before those. The Broncos are also ranked at 9 once again in this week's rankings, headed into the weekend doubleheader against Newman. The Jets are 14-18 on the season and are ranked 11th in the conference. First pitch for this series is set for 2 p.m. on Saturday at the Jerry Pinkston Stadium. Going across the pond now, the UEFA has announced the matchups for Euro 2024. 6 groups consisting of 4 teams from across Europe will compete in Germany for the first time since the country's reunification. The matches all lead up to the UEFA European Championship, which is set to take place from June 14th to July 14th of this year. Bringing it back now to Oklahoma, the Thunder were on the road last night to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans, and it was a close one. After a rough outing against the Bucks on Sunday, the Thunder needed a big bounce back. Starting off, the Thunder were hot with Josh Giddey getting in on the action, but the Pelicans came flying back narrowly, outscoring the Thunder in a big first quarter, 35-33. But a big performance in the second quarter by the Thunder saw everyone getting involved in a physical performance, scoring 40 points to get the Thunder up 73-58 at the half. The Pelicans came out of the half a bit heated, finding the holes in the Thunder defense and dropping some bombs from the wings to come back within 6 headed into the fourth. The Thunder got back on track when it mattered most in the fourth and came away with the road win in New Orleans, 119-112. Jalen Williams led the team with 26 points, followed by Josh Giddey with 25 and Shea with 24. It's a quick turnaround for the OKC Thunder tonight as they're back in the Paycom Center taking on the Rockets. Superstar Shea has also been ruled out for tonight's affair, so team effort is going to be needed once again to keep the momentum in favor of the Thunder. Tip-off is set tonight at 7. Perla, Emma, the Thunder had me scared for a few seconds last night, I'll be honest, but they pulled through. Think they can keep it rolling on a quick turnaround tonight?
Yeah, I think without Shea tonight it might be a little bit more difficult, but I think we'll pull it out.
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Mark. Coming up, reporter Mark Lowe has an update on the bills being presented in Oklahoma's legislation.
And Destiny Pittman will have our last look at weather. Stay with us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
This year's legislative session at the state capitol is officially halfway done. UCentral's Mark Lowe visited 23rd and Lincoln to get us caught up on some of the bills that are being presented.
This year's legislative session is officially halfway over. Come with me inside the Capitol as we take a look at what's really going on. The most standout bill that has been mentioned is the removal of the grocery tax for Oklahomans. The bill, which was signed into law by Governor Kevin Stitt back in late February, will not take effect until the start of August. House District 62 Representative Daniel Pace says this bill is a win for Oklahomans.
All 4 million Oklahomans can look forward to paying less whenever they go shop for groceries. Hopefully we're in a better place economically in the second half of the year, but that bill will take effect August the 1st, and I believe that'll set us on a good path moving forward.
Pay, a Republican from Lawton, is also working on a few bills of his own, one in specific that looks to help firefighters fight cancer. The bill, which is moving swiftly through legislature, would allow for firefighters to have free cancer screenings.
My top priority bill for this session is House Bill 3573. We're calling it the Fighting Chance for Firefighters Act. It came directly from a constituent in Lawton, Carrie Monroe, and Carrie reached out and wanted to discuss an idea about potentially covering the cost for firefighters to receive free cancer screenings. Those firefighters are at a much higher rate of developing cancer because of the smoke and chemicals and carcinogens they're exposed to on the job, protecting our communities and our families. So I think this is the least we can do on their behalf and try to help encourage early detection. So that bill received bipartisan support from various colleagues, and it passed the House overwhelmingly and unanimously, and now it's over in the Senate.
With 8 more weeks left in session, there's still plenty that Oklahomans can look forward to from this year's legislative session. From Northeast Oklahoma City, for UCentral News, I'm Mark Lowe.
Thank you, Mark. Destiny, is it going to be raining later on today? Can you give us our last look at weather?
So I'm just going to give you guys your last look at weather. Luckily, there will not be any more rain tonight. That rain that we had today is passed on. We do see that for tomorrow, though, it's going to be pretty cool starting off. About 36 degrees tomorrow morning, still going to be cool. There will be those clouds coming in, like I said, carrying on until the week is over. Tomorrow around noon, it's going to be a little windy, higher winds than what we were seeing today. We're seeing pretty low winds today in the single digits, but it's going to be a little higher tomorrow, 54 at about noon, and it's still going to be cloudy. And then as it's about around 7 p.m., it's going to warm up a little, 63. That's going to be about the warmest it gets tomorrow. And then later on in the evening, it will be cooler. It's going to be about 53 degrees tomorrow evening, like I said earlier. And like those clouds will be gone for a little bit. They are going to be coming back the next day. And then for just some things to keep in mind as the week goes on, there will be a gradual warm up for the rest of the week. We can see that it's going to start getting warmer, and then it's going to reach that peak on Sunday with about 81 degrees. And then we are still going to have some clouds in the sky. So we've seen those clouds yesterday and today, especially with that rain. Those clouds are going to continue to carry on until next week. It's going to be cloudy until Monday with some rain we see on Monday. And then just looking back, like I said, that rain on Monday, 20% chance, still going to be warm, a lot warmer than that rain we have been seeing currently, like today. None of the like freezing cold rain, just around some 70s rain. That is all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Destiny. In honor of iHeart Central Week, the Student Programming Board is bringing a comedian, Wally Barham, tonight in Constitution Hall at 6 p.m. Barham is a Hispanic comedian and TV writer in her early 20s that dropped out of school to pursue comedy after finding a lot of success in doing that. There will be opening acts with faculty and staff, and this is a free event to the UCO community, so be sure to get a good laugh in tonight and come out.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we might have to go.
Yes, it won't keep us warm because it's just too stinking cold outside.
We'll be indoors.
Yes, so. And just that does sound like fun. Look at UCO doing that. I like that. Yes. I noticed that they had vendors out all week. I tried the taco truck yesterday. It was so good. And it was also nicer outside too, which made it better, but it was so good. And they have Glamazon coming up tomorrow and goat yoga. Tons of opportunities for you to get out. It's for free. Get involved on campus. It's going to be so much fun. Yes, follow their Instagram for more updates. Yeah, well, that is sadly all the time we have for today. I'm Emma Birch. And I'm Perla Tovar. Thank you for watching this edition of UCentral News.